This is Richard back at you. How you doing, guys? We got a full house today.
Full house.
Full house. Everybody working hard?
Working hard.
Everybody's working hard. But guys, we got Mr. Edwards, 93, actually 9 of 93, so it'll be a 94. GMC in the house, 1500, 350 motor. All original, except the transmission. You can tell this has been into before. Actually, it looks like 9-1 of 20. I kind of scraped on it, kind of took the ink off, but that's what it looked like. So 195,285 miles.
It was struggling.
So it was struggling. I believe, let's see here, it was customer pulled vehicle in, barely moves forward, leaks and back, has to come out. Okay, got to come out. But it does got a BNI torque converter in it already. That tells me there that it's definitely been into before. Definitely a good converter company. We use this company pretty much only. You can see we got them just about laying everywhere over there. So got a lot of wear here on the hub. Like I said, we don't know how many miles this unit physically has on it, but no. If you notice here, it doesn't have a seal retainer on it or anything like that. We'll definitely put a seal retainer on there. Make sure the seal don't pop out. Now this does have electronic speedometer. See if I can pick this up over the table so I can grab it. These sometimes can be kind of hard to get out without breaking them. A lot of people like to silicone them in, and tough to get out sometimes. Come on, get out of there. Yeah, they're tough to get out. Let me go ahead and just take the bolt out on the bottom. That way I can take it out from the inside out. Do it that way, make it a little easier. I thought it would have come out. I would have already did that for you. So we can get a screwdriver on the inside and push it out that way. Still, you don't want to break it. You can get a screwdriver right here and kind of push it out. So these are magnet trash collecting things right here. You can just see they did collect it all. So you may want to look at this for cracks. We see a lot of these come in cracked all up. If it's not cracked, it's probably going to be working fine. Not going to leak fluid out of the connector or anything like that. So and we've already knocked our seal out of the tail housing here. The old bushing just about totally gone. Definitely going to have to look at the yoke, make sure the yoke ain't destroyed. Let's see. Got a little project over here I'm doing for a friend of mine. I put a little 4-speed bat together for him.
But he has everything.
Yeah, he's got all the parts in there and stuff for him. So you tail housing, the case O-ring there. Now right here we have a Driveshaft yoke seal. If I can get it out. Actually, there we go. Now we'll pull this off and clean it up because there's always a ton of metal inside there. So. I took all my tools over here playing with this thing this morning. Got our 4L80E done, Trent's putting it in this morning. So we've just been moving right along, one after another.
Just glad I'm back.
Yes, and you got some nice clothes on to be back here doing this.
No, I do not.
Yeah, kind of looks it.
Those boots I've had for 20 plus years.
Yeah. Man.
Really?
Yeah, he thought I was gonna get you.
Cody's not throwing till he gets fluid in his face. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, we ain't broke Cody in yet, have we?
Right.
Mercy sakes, a lot of this ain't gonna come out.
Trash, dirt.
You don't see that too often. There we go. A lot of dirt embedded in his thing right through here in the groove and stuff. There we go. Like to hook that O-ring right there. That way we can kind of pull on it.
Maybe.
Maybe. There we go.
Yeah, that's.
There we go. That thing is stuck. There we go. There's a lot of dirt in there. Now we are going to upgrade this to a Corvette servo. Even though we're putting our wide bands and all that type of stuff in here, we'll do all the modifications and go drive it. If it works good, we'll leave it. If it's just a little crisp, we'll pull the Corvette servo out. That way we're not having to jerk the pan off the changes. So. Ready?
I'm kind of getting a little bit of. Ooh, there's something in there.
Quite a bit of dirt in there. Look at this filter, Teresa. That thing is just stopped totally up.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah.
It actually looks like it's tried to suck it in there.
It does to me too. Yeah, I'm getting the smell off of it.
Smell off of it now.
Yeah, it's kind of makes you dizzy feel.
Kind of fruity smelling.
No, not from fruity.
Not fruity.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that thing was sucking it in. It can suck no more.
Yeah, it's actually pulling it in there. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't going to help to service it. I think it was already done.
Yeah. It's not good.
Now, this is just an on and off style lockup system, no PWM. You notice there's not two solenoids, there's just one. So you got your 3-2 downshift solenoid. Your lockup solenoid here. Pressure control solenoid here. Early design. Look at that. So we got a new wiring harness coming. I'm waiting on my parts to come in from Dallas, so. Got your 8 millimeters here, your 2 8 on your pillow switch. Your detent spring. Real early design pillow switch too, open bottom right here where a lot of metal and trash gets in here. The later version and the new style has a cover that covers that. Keeps all the metal from settling down in there. Now this will be just a solid metal valve right here. It's just going to be like an on and off system. See if I can get it out and show you.
There's a lot of metal in this, but everything's going to be tough.
Yeah. There it is. You can see it goes in there like that. Got your clip. Just an on and off system. That's what was nice about the early versions. They did have aluminum pistons in them, where they went to plastic in the later versions. Of course, you wouldn't think GM would do that, but they put a little bit more plastic in them every year. Get that in there. So, always check it for wear around your pin area. If it's wore out, put another one in there. If it's not nice and tight again, reuse it. Scotch-Brite this up in here before you put your piston back in there. See, we have all of our check balls. There should have been one here. It just rolled away down to there. So 1, 2, should there. And there's one right here. This one here is the one that you always have trouble with. Usually having to repair it or something like that. But I'm going to show you something, guys, here too. This is another reason why this tranny doesn't work. We talk a lot about round hole, square hole. What do we have here? We have a round hole, square hole gasket and a round hole plate.
Oh, the gasket's not right.
The gasket is wrong.
Yep, it's got a square hole.
See? But that, you cannot do that. This tranny will never work. The lockup will be jacked up. All that type of stuff.
Wow.
So, I think ever since we started doing these videos, I've always talked about round hole, square hole.
Yep.
So, but you know what? They delivered it, and it worked. I don't know how it worked or what it worked like or anything like that. So,
Or for how long?
now if you notice here, they have a round hole gasket, or is it? Yes, round hole. They got the bottom one right. Round hole. But they got the valve body one wrong. Round hole, square hole. So that really worked good. So always pay attention. Because that'll get you, small stuff like this will get you in trouble. Burn your tranny up you spend hours on putting together and building. Now this here to me is the best accumulator body that they come out with. It's got the high step here. Don't take much of a spring to bring the piston to the top. So, but you always want to replace your piston here. Use a long shank style. Scotch-Brite this up here really good. Put it all back together. That's a good system right there. That'll work. And of course your fourth gear accumulator here, you want to block it like we always do. Some of these pins won't come out. Some of them are kind of stuck in there, so, but that's okay. We don't need it out. Hold your parking linkage, turn your shaft, lock it in, and you can get to that bolt. Pretty simple. You have to do the same thing putting it together. If not, you cross thread that bolt right there. And we do have a check ball right here too. We always put back in even though we block that. Well, at least he did take my advice on double sealing his bolts here. He's got silicone on them. But he could have put a seal retainer there. That'd give me a little bit more confidence in my job I did, my build job. So you want to look on your pump stator on both sides here. You can just see a shadow, no groove filling or anything. It looks really nice. Now we will update this to a 13 vein pump rotor kit and get rid of this. I mean, you can tell this old pump gear's been in there a long time. Shocked you can't feel a little ledge right there. Pump slide just totally wore out. Got a dual spring here, pump slide spring. Get your pin. This actually wore out too, the pin is. You can actually feel it. And you probably can't see it, but I can feel it. You have your spring. You want to look in here really close. Feels really nice. This will clean up really nice from Scotch-Brite. Put a new bushing seal. Put her back together. Now we are going to look at our boost valve real quick here and see what it's got in here for a boost valve. If this has a 1-ringer, we'll step it up to a 2-ringer factory. We're not going to go, excuse you, Teresa, bless you. We're not going to go and put a 500 boost valve or anything crazy, but we can step it up just a little, if I can get that out. I didn't think I was going to get that to move for a second. We're going to be in trouble. This is going to be a 1-ringer because it's just so tiny. I can tell by looking at it. Now we'll go back with at least a 2-ring boost valve. That will help this tranny a ton. So it don't take much to help them, just as long as you know what you're doing. Right, Teresa?
Yep.
But we don't want to put a 500 boost valve because it's just way too much. The unit will not like it. Customer won't like it. Our stock band, of course, it's cooked. Band anchor. Drum looks really nice. Like I say, you always want to put a flat edge on here. I keep these out just to check these drums. You can come in here and put a flat edge all the way across. Checking 3 or 4 spots, and you want to take a flashlight, shine under here, and make sure you don't see no bowing in the middle. Especially when you put a wide band on here, you want that thing flat as a board. Put this way, any band. Of course, we have our reverse clutch. Just old stuff. This stuff probably wasn't replaced when the tranny was freshened before. A lot of guys just pull them apart and throw some things in them and call them a rebuild. And boy, do we see that a lot. I rebuilt the pump the other day. Now it's rebuilt, but the bushings look fine. We see it a lot. I mean, I see it a lot. Yeah. They think because they touched it and bolted it back together, they rebuilt it. That ain't how it works.
It looks good.
Looks good, but it's not. Load springs are all smashed down, so they're all no good. Now we'll keep the bodies. That way when we get a Sonex drum in here, we can use the bodies for their extra long springs. So 3/4 clutch. See, we just never use the 6 clutch back. We always go back to the Z-Pack in every one we do, and that's why we don't have comebacks. The only comebacks we have is when somebody else puts them in and destroys them. And boy, it just seems like, and then we still get blamed for it.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny, Teresa? Now this bearing fell apart when I took it. Now we got these laying everywhere. Place that in your lube seal. You notice your engine brake clutch is gone. Just cooked the old, made it purple. That's pretty almost, huh? The forward clutches. They're almost down to nothing on these things.
Yeah.
Now these look like to me, when they had this tranny apart, they didn't change nothing in it. They just repaired what was wrong with it or whatever and put it right back together. Because those ain't new clutches. That's all factory GM stuff. Got a little bit of a sprag update though. Looks good. But is our race any good? Nope, it's trashed. Look at it. Look at that all the way around. It's just chewed up. So that's junk. Sprag's junk. Inner race, you can just kind of see the chatter marks on it.
Yeah, you can. I can see it.
Can you see it? I mean, some of the video you probably hard to see, but so our whole sprag assembly. Plus, we don't like to use this step style hub. We always use the flat one. It's all the way across flat. To me, that's just a lot better hub. Okay, now we just have a stock shell with the early styles, not been heated or nothing. These are bad about breaking off, so we definitely want to update that. We're going to update the forward hub here to a roller bearing style. We'll get rid of this thrust washer. And we have a bearing that goes right here. I got them coming in this morning. We're a little low on them. Got 25 hubs, but we're low on the bearings. So, but we switch them over on every one. We get that out of there, period. This is junk. Look at your ring gear though on the inside. Make sure you don't have any wear. Same way with your planet. You want to look here and here on all your gears on both sides. Check those. So, and of course, we replaced 90% of these. You want to check this on both sides of this gear here because you have a coast and a drive side for any type of wear. Like I said, we replaced 90% of them too. The hardening's wore off. I mean, you can tell. Getting ripe, huh, Teresa?
Getting ripe.
Of course, here we have the low reverse clutches. You can tell they're cooked. Like I say, it was just a patch job probably. Somebody took the people for their money, or that's just what they wanted done, or who knows anymore. The ring gear you want to check on both sides. We see a lot of wear up here on top of this corner right through here. So you want to check for that here where the bushing runs. Yeah, you can see here this planet, how somebody's beat these pins in and out right here. This one's not been touched. But if you look here, it's coming out the back side. It's sticking out.
Yep.
You can feel them. So we're definitely going to go in there and, ooh, look, it's already wore plumb out. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see the bearings in that gear. See that?
Too late.
Too late. We don't, back in the early days when these just first started coming out, if we got a bad planet in here, we would press the pins out, change the rollers and all that type of stuff. But now we just replace them. I've got millions of these things out in the trailer we've saved. We're going to keep for hard times. You just never know anymore. Because a lot of this stuff's going to be really hard to get here pretty soon. So, what do you think, Teresa? Just another burn-up transmission, huh?
I think so.
I bet we got another one tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
I bet we do too. Well, guys, don't forget to go subscribe to the channel, push that notification bell, because believe me, Teresa is the best videoer. I guarantee it. Y'all have a great day.